everyone, it's me, Chef Afua. As promised, I am recording this video to talk about my 44-day juice cleanse that I did from April 1st to May 14th. I wanted to just share my journey with you in the hopes that it may encourage you, inspire you in some way, shape, or form, or help you in some way, shape, or form. So I'm going to just be talking about what worked for me, the highs, the lows, the ups, the downs, and the in-betweens. So let me just start off by saying that I decided to do the juice cleanse for 44 days. Number one, because 44 is my life path number. So if you're wondering how did I come up with 44 days, it wasn't any type of medically affirmed decision. It was really me just aligning with my spiritual path, and because 44 is my life path number, I decided that I would do the cleanse for 44 days. Now, why did I do the juice cleanse in the first place? I had already, back in December, I started a detox process. So pretty much I've been detoxing since December 1st. I started with the parasite cleanse on December 1st, and it was 21 days. So I did that from the 1st to the 21st. In January, I decided to take carbs out of my diet and take any and all processed foods out of my diet. So no bread, no pasta, no crackers, nothing processed. In February, I did a 3-day lymphatic cleanse for the first 3 days of February, but my spirit was just telling me that it wasn't enough. So I went ahead and continued with being raw. For the first 3 days, I juiced only and took herbs. And then after that, I started the raw vegan journey. In March, I decided to do, on March 1st to the 31st, I decided to do a 31-day womb cleanse. And then in April is when I started the juice cleanse, fruit only juice cleanse. So again, I had already started detoxing well back in December. So I've kind of been detoxing for 6.5 months at this point. The reason that I decided to start detoxing in the first place is because of going through a really dark, depressive stage in my life, and knowing that your mental health is directly correlated to your gut health. So I was just in a dark place and going through a lot. I had recently dealt with the loss of some people in my life, and my life just really began to change from everything that I once knew for myself. So it was all just like out of the blue, everything changing, and it was very uncomfortable. I spent about 2 years in a very depressive state, very dark state. I got down to 86 pounds. I couldn't eat. So just all of that stress on my body triggered a lot of health issues. I started to have pain in my hands in the mornings when I woke up. I was having joint pain. My back was hurting. I was having kidney pain, just because I am a licensed clinical therapist. I am a licensed clinical herbalist. Okay, so I know a lot about health, and I knew exactly what my symptoms were telling me. I was experiencing the back pain. I couldn't even sleep at night because I was waking up 3, 4, 5 times in the middle of the night to go use the bathroom, to go pee. And knowing that diabetes runs in my family, and knowing that those are all signs of diabetes, I was like, okay, this cannot be happening. Okay. But a lot of times when we think or say that things are hereditary, those codes do lie in our DNA. Those genetic indicators of certain diseases or illnesses do lie in our DNA, but a lot of times it takes a traumatic experience to trigger that illness or that disease. And I believe that's exactly what happened to me. My depression triggered a lot of health problems in my life. So I started having these symptoms. My nails also had ridges in them. Like I said, I was going to the bathroom like 4 or 5 times in the middle of the night. Like, it was the craziest thing. My back was hurting, and I know that was my kidneys. It was just a lot going on in my life. So that's what made me start the whole detox process in the first place. So things were going well for me. And then I had no desire for cooked foods. I had no desire. It's like my body was telling me exactly what I needed. So I listened. And this is just my herbal tea for the day. I noticed that even after doing the parasite cleanse, even after doing the lymphatic cleanse, even after doing the wound cleanse, even after going fully raw, I was still waking up in the morning with that joint pain. I still had the joint pain. I still had the back pain. My kidneys were still not where I would like them to have been. I could just feel the symptoms. So that just proved to me that a lot of times we have to go deeper, because sometimes the things that we're dealing with, it lies a lot deeper than what we understand. So I just followed my intuition, and my intuition was like, hey, juicing helps with inflammation. And clearly the pain that you're having in your joints and the arthritis type stuff is inflammation. So you need to work on inflammation. So I decided to do the 44-day juice cleanse. Again, I didn't just jump into the juice cleanse. I was already detoxing, and I had already eliminated a lot of things from my diet before going into the juicing. So I feel like the whole time my spirit or my higher self was really trying to prepare me for the juice cleanse. So I started the juice cleanse, and the first 2 days were okay. That third day, I remember it just being very hard for me. I was very irritable, very aggravated, very short patience, just not really in a good space mentally. Then things began to just die out. I remember the 10th day being really hard. So I made it like another week, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. And then I got to day 10, and it was like, whoa. I had all of these different emotions coming up, all of these different traumas coming up, things that I thought that I had got over were beginning to come up again. And it was like, okay. And then I started to question whether I made the right choice, whether this was even worth doing. But on day 12, I woke up and I noticed my hands didn't hurt anymore. And I was like, oh, wow. So something has to be working. I noticed the pain that I had in my knee. It wasn't as painful anymore. So I'm like, something has to be working. So I feel like day 3, day 10, and like day 17, 18, and 19 were the hardest for me mentally, because I had to use discipline to keep myself going. I pretty much juiced red seeded grapes, watermelon, cantaloupe. I did some berries every now and then, but I pretty much stuck to melons. I also did mangoes every now and then, berries every now and then, cucumbers, but I pretty much stuck to watermelon and cantaloupe, because I wanted to flush out my system with natural hydrating fruits. One thing that I noticed for the first 3 days, it was really hard for me to have a bowel movement. Because when you're juicing, you pretty much take the fiber out of the fruit. So I wasn't going to the bathroom as regular as I should. And I started drinking some water, and it still didn't really help. So my body had to adjust with doing the fruit only juices. Eventually, on like day 4 or 5, things became easier, and I was able to have a bowel movement, and I wasn't really being affected anymore as far as that was concerned. So that's one of the cons. Because of the lack of fiber, it was hard to go to the bathroom in the beginning. What I would do differently if I did, and I probably will, I'm not going to say if, but I probably will do a juice cleanse again. But I will do juice and herbs. I will still stick to fruits only, liquids only, but I will also incorporate some herbs that helps with digestion, since I'm not getting the fiber. That's something that I would do differently. Another thing that I feel would have really helped is if I had more time to myself. Now, I will say energetically, you guys, the pros, energetically, I had more energy than I've probably had ever in my life, maybe since I was a child. I started working out around day 3 or 4 of the juice cleanse. I started working out with a personal trainer, and believe it or not, I had so much energy. I was able to make it through my workouts. These were 30, 45-minute workouts every time I went, which was about twice a week. And then I would go on my own without the trainer on other days. But I had so much energy, okay? I had so much energy. My mental clarity, okay? My mental clarity was like, I was able to accomplish goals that I had been saying I was going to accomplish forever, okay? I was able to get things done. I slept so well. My sleep patterns were so well. I didn't feel groggy or tired when waking up in the morning. I was a lot calmer outside of the days that I said I was really irritable. Day 3, 10, 17, 18, and 19. I was a lot calmer. I was a more at peace. I feel like I went through a huge transformation during that time. Where I really purged and let go of a lot of anger and resentment that I had been holding on to for the past 2 years. So I would say the pros of my cleanse was a lot more energy, better sleep, healed my inflammation issues, healed my mental health issues, and just being more at peace with myself. Just being a lot calmer, if that makes sense. The cons would be, I found myself very weak at certain points of the cleanse. I would stand up sometimes, and sometimes it felt like I was just gonna pass out. Sometimes I would have to stand there and gather myself and get myself together before like going to do whatever I was gonna do. The digestive issues in the beginning, the irritability, and that's really it when it comes to the cons. I can't think of anything else that got in the way or that was really rough. The biggest thing is, like I said, on some days or at some moments, even though I had a lot of energy to do things, there were some days where I got up and and it didn't last all day. I don't know if I got up too fast. It could have been blood pressure issues from not eating. But sometimes I would get up and I would stand up, and then it would just be like, as soon as I stood up, I would feel I decided to juice one more watermelon a day only. So for the last 7 days, I had anywhere between 17 and 20 cups of watermelon juice every day. I wanted to kind of finish the cleanse and flush my system out in a major way. I actually got sick. I feel like it was a toxin overload, because around day 4 or 5 of doing that, my throat just started itching really bad. My ears started itching really bad. My skin was itching. You could just feel things purging itself from my body. And I was like, what in the heck is going on here? And I feel like just flushing those toxins out of my body. And I used to be a heavy smoker. I would smoke marijuana all the time. So immediately the thought that came to me when my throat started itching like really bad, I felt like the toxins were being released from my lungs. Like I said, my ears were itching, my throat was itching. And that's pretty much how my experience went. I would definitely do it again. Like I said, the things that I would do different is I would incorporate herbs to help with digestion. I would try to plan more time off, if that makes sense, like more time to myself, to just sit with myself, be with myself, and reflect. But overall, the 44-day juice cleanse helped with my inflammation. It helped with mental clarity. It gave me a lot more energy. And let me just say, because I'm still raw. I've been raw for about 120 days now. So it completely reset my digestive system, okay? My digestive system now is like grade A, okay? When I eat something, I'm immediately going to the bathroom. My digestive system, it takes about 30 minutes and I'm going to the bathroom. And I'm like, whoa, I don't think I ever remember my digestive system being this good or working this well. It's like, I don't care if I eat 4 times in a day. Within 30 minutes after each meal, which is still raw, my body is digesting it, and I'm going to the bathroom to have a bowel movement. So that's one thing that really stuck out to me, like, oh my, you reset your digestive system. And I'm so happy and excited about that alone. But the cleanse for me reset my digestive system, helped heal my inflammation. I definitely saw improvements for my skin. My mental clarity and my mental health improved. I had a lot more energy. I accomplished a lot more goals. So I would definitely do it again. Highly recommend it. Like I said, feel free to consult with your doctor if you feel like that's what you need to do. But this is just my personal experience, and it worked very well for me. A lot more pros than cons. And I'm excited. I'm getting ready to do a 21-day blood cleanse on June 1st. So from June 1st to June 21st, I'll be doing that. I've pretty much just established within myself that I'm going to spend the whole year of 2023 cleansing on a deeper level, trying to get down to that cellular regeneration. So I just wanted to share my journey with you guys. Hopefully it helped you in some way, shape, or form.